Hello everyone. Good evening. Welcome to this week's Socratic dialogue. So before we begin, let's have a quick round of introduction.
Hello everyone, I am Mariam. I'm the coach of Team Meaning Makers.
Hello everyone, I'm Nitish and I'm from Team Meaning Makers.
Hello everyone, I'm Ananya Kalashi. I'm a member of Meaning Makers.
Hello everyone, I'm Ananya Agrawal and I'm the coach of Team Value Architects.
Hello everyone, myself Disha. I'm a team member of Team Value Architects.
Good evening, everyone. This side Pratik Raj from the team Value Architects.
Evening, everyone. This is Nandini Ganguly, and I will be co moderating today's Socratic dialogue.
Hello everyone. Good evening. I'm Devanchana and I'll be the moderator for this week's SD. So this week's discussion would be around business value. Now we have two teams who would like to go in first.
We would like to go in first.
Yes, value architects. And before you proceed, kindly make sure to justify the name you have chosen and a short summary of your pitch.
Yeah, so good evening everyone. Our team name is Value Architects because, like, an architect just does not decorate randomly and they understand the users, their environment, and the purpose before building. Similarly, we just do not talk about prices and features. We explain how value is intentionally created, delivered, experienced, and captured. So, this name shows that value is planned, structured, and built, and it is not something that is just happening randomly. So, what is value? Value is the ability of something to solve a meaningful problem for someone at a specific time or place. That is why water in a desert is more valuable than diamonds, and water in a classroom is free. So, the object is not changing, but the problem that it is solving it is. And that is why value is not absolute, it is experienced by the user in a specific situation. And why do we need to measure value? Firstly, to enable fair exchange and clear decisions, because common measures like money and price let people trade and choose between options without confusion, emotion, or power struggles, and to coordinate and scale society smoothly. So, standard measures make planning, production, and large systems possible by reducing the disputes and bringing predictability. Over to Disha.
Thank you, Ananya. This slide talks about how value is personal, means value doesn't come from having a just good idea alone. It depends on whether that idea actually reaches the user in the right way. For example, if there's a food which tastes really good, but it arrives very late, so quality doesn't matter anymore. Here, user problem and here the user problem is hunger at the moment. So it wasn't solved. So similarly in the project, what really create value is execution. If execution slip, the value disappear, and even if the idea is very strong. Moving to next slide. Yeah, Nanya. Uh, could you put next slide?
Yeah, I'm just trying.
Yeah, so now let's understand why value feels different in different people, to different people. For example, a pen becomes extremely valuable when you urgently need to sign something, but almost useless when you already have many pens. That's why people are willing to pay different prices. It depends on urgency and situation to situation. Moving to next slide. This slide shows the difference between having value and actually delivering value. So having a good idea creates only potential value, but real value show up only when an idea is delivered properly. Think about that a food that tastes good but arrive late. So the idea and quality are fine here, but delivery failed. So the value was lost here. Over to you, Pratik.
Thank you, Disaji. So if I talk about the responding, how we should respond to some failures, if I like, I would go with the when value breaks down, quick fixes are generally like the first aid. They calm the pain but do not cure the disease. Likewise, the businesses must pause and look deeper. And that's what like I just wanted to clarify that delays and errors usually come from the broken systems and the wrong assumptions. So I would like to suggest you like fix those things and the trust and the speed and what if like our value return will done for good. Can we move to the next slide? Yes, sure. Thank you. Short-term gains feels good, like taking the fruits before it ripens. But if pricing chokes customers or the teams, the tree weakens. Likewise, the businesses should earn fairly today while leaving the room for the trust, loyalty, and the growth for tomorrow. Sustainable profit comes from the relationships that last, not that wins that exhaust them. Now, the conclusion part. Thank you. So if I talk about the conclusion, I'd go with the like people value what the fits their daily life, beliefs, and the struggles. And the culture shapes the taste, society shapes that status, and the economics shapes the affordability. A product that feels helpful in one place can feel the useless or overpriced in another. So I would conclude that success comes from the understanding that people's first, not assuming the world thinks that the same way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Team Value Architects. Now the question box is open for Team Meaning Makers.
Uh, how can we decide how to, whether to prioritize a short fix or a core, deciding the core problem and then fixing it? Like, how do you decide to which to prioritize and when to do this?
Could you please repeat the question again?
Yeah. So how do you decide when to prioritize a quick fix and when to, to really look into the cause of the problem and go along with that and fix the core problem? Like how to prioritize,
Actually
when to
depends
prioritize.
on what kind of situation there is and what is the problem that we are trying to solve. So if it is something that we need the solution on a high priority basis, we might try a quick fix. But if there is something that needs more of thinking or experimental or research kind of thing, then we might think more, or like we will not adopt a quick fix. So it depends on the situation, the people involved, and the kind of problem that we are trying to solve.
But then if it is a high priority problem that requires, that requires plenty of research, then how do you, decide that, okay, this is when we decide to jump into the core of the problem or just go with a quick fix?
I think then we'll have to take the middle ground by also researching about the problem and not just jumping directly to the conclusion. So we'll have to take a middle ground for that. So again, it depends on the situation that we are in.
Does that answer your question, Miriam?
Yes.
Okay, any more questions or follow-ups?
Yes, I do have one. So, if long-term sustainability is better than short-term gains, so how should a startup company survive in, let's say, short-term if it avoids, you know, the long-term, like if it avoids the higher margins early on?
So I think here sustainability depends upon the value which we are delivering. Uh, like is your value which you're delivering it is uh, a high effective for the user or not, or for the customer. So because if that value is reducing the efforts for the user, or it is giving a better outcome or result, or if it is giving a higher satisfaction or trust to the user, I think in that case the level of value is high, and it will going to be better sustainable for the organization.
So you're trying to say, like, for startup company, like short-term gains is the one they should look after instead of long-term sustainability.
So when it comes for to look upon like how much value you are providing, it's not about the short term, it's about long term. Because later, uh, what reducing the is that particular value is reducing the efforts for the user or not, and is the outcome is better or not, that will be going to be decided later, not in a short term. So yeah,
All
so
right.
that value should be aligned to the organizational goal itself, and the organization goal itself is a long term goal.
So a startup company should find a way to survive by focusing on the long-term investment.
Yeah, long term value creation.
Got it.
Any more questions or follow? Okay, so we can proceed with the next team. Yeah, so before you begin, make sure to summarize your pitch and the justification around your name.
Good evening, everyone. We're Team Meaning Makers. We chose the name because value is created when something becomes meaningful to the user. A business does not create value by changing the object alone. It creates value by shaping how people understand, use, and experience it. So, through the help of context, convenience, trust, and proper delivery, ordinary products can become meaningful. So, the process of giving meaning is how value is created, and that is why we have chosen this name. We'll move on to the next slide. So, what do we mean by value? The thing is, value is not fixed. It changes depending on the situation we're in. Like, we can think of an example, like if someone is stuck in a desert, water is the utmost important thing for him. But if you're sitting in a classroom where water is easily available, then the same water feels kind of less important than compared to the person who is stuck in the desert. So the product here did not change, only the situation changed. So from what I mean to say is, this shows that the value depends more on context than on the product itself. We'll move on to the next slide. Now, seeing how value is measured. Even though value feels different for different people, we still need a common way to compare it. So this is where the money comes in. So just like we use a ruler to measure length or liter to measure water, money helps people agree on how much something is worth. So because of and also because of money, buying and selling becomes easier, business can function smoothly, and markets can grow. So without a common measures like money, scaling large businesses would be really difficult. Over to an end.
When we are talking about value, value is a very personal thing because different people want different things. For example, one person might want to spend a lot of money on a simple pen because they care about it, they care how it feels, the brand, and etc. But another person may not want to spend as much money. This doesn't mean that one person is wrong or another is right. It simply means how much you value and depends on what you need at that moment. Next slide, please. Yeah. So creating value always doesn't mean that you have to change the product. For example, we'll take an example for watermelon. As a whole, it is cheap, but if you cut it into pieces and serve it, it becomes more valuable. Why? Because it saves time and effort. So businesses create value by making life or your things very easy, or saving effort, or improving convenience. Even if the product is same, it doesn't matter. Next slide, please. So, value versus delivery. A product is valuable only when it is delivered properly. Even if you add value, even if you don't deliver it properly, the value does not reach the person. If something arrives late or the service is bad, the people feel very unhappy and the value reduces. So, good delivery builds trust, and trust uh, keeps customers coming back. So value is not just what you offer, but how well you deliver it. Over to you, Mariam.
So sometimes businesses face problems that are not that are not really caused because of the mistake itself, but the real issue lies as to why it has happened. If companies fix only the surface level of the problem, the same mistakes will happen again. What they can do to improve this is to fix the core problem. It also helps them to increase the increase and protect customer trust, and does not it refrains from the value from breaking. Creating value for something is useful only for half the part of the job. The other half is making sure that the business can continue doing it. This is where pricing becomes a decision. When customers feel respected and satisfied, they don't see the price as a cost, but as a fair exchange. And that is the feeling that allows businesses to grow, survive, and capture value. So if we look at all the examples put together, a clear pattern emerges. Here, with this, the products don't succeed because of what they are, but because of how well they fit into people's lives. Businesses that pay attention to real needs follow through these promises and act fairly. So, value in the end is built through understanding and consistency. Thank you so much.
Thank you, team meaning makers. Now the question box is open to the other team, value architects.
I have a question that how do we know that whether we are delivering value, or the value is like which is we are getting it is delivered properly or not, or we are just completing the task?
Like we've highlighted, that the people themselves show us that. So, if we say if we are saying buy our product, that is a pen for 10 rupees. If people are not buying that, then there clearly lies a problem between the pricing and the value of the product. So that is somewhere it can be seen. If you say, if a pen feels too expensive and it's not giving the value of something to the people, people will not buy it. So that is where you can find the answer to that.
So
And
what is the
adding,
difference?
yeah, adding on to this, we can also analyze in this way that if the customer is coming back again, and if the customer is ready to pay for that product again, then that from this we can analyze that yes, value is being created for these that specific product.
Okay.
Do we have any more questions or follow-ups?
I would
Yeah, I
encourage.
have
Yeah, go ahead.
I have one more question that so how do we decide like what value to capture? For example, because price needs to be feel fair, whatever we are pricing for the customer. So because if customer are happy to pay it again, so that's a good sign. Like it shouldn't feel like there's a one time a forced payment the customer is doing. So how we can ensure that customer can feel the price are truly matching the benefit they are receiving?
Well, like I give the example of a pen, we can think of all the things that the pen would, the customer would want from a pen. So, say we are you're providing a pen to the customer. So, factors like the smoothness, the smoothness of the pen, ink flowing, or whether it's waterproof or not. You can think of all the needs of the customers, and then you can think how your product can provide value in terms of that.
Okay, so mean uh, that needs of the customer should need to be fulfilled by that product
Yes, because
clearly.
yes, because that is what they're paying you for.
All right, let's answer my question.
Any more questions from team meaning makers? I would encourage team meaning makers to ask more questions since we have a lot of time. So,
Yeah, I have one more question that like if value is subjective or it is like situation dependent, so how should business can decide that what price is fair for everyone?
We can see in this way, like if the customer is feeling like they're being overcharged, then of course the trust will be lost, and then they will switch to a different product, and eventually the growth of that product will fall down. And this is how we can analyze, like, okay, the value is not there for this product anymore.
Okay.
does that answer your question, team value architects?
Yeah, it is.
All right, then I suppose that would be the end of our today's Socratic dialogue. And I would like for three reflections. So, whoever wants to go first.
Okay, I will go first. So, when we are thinking about creating value for our customer, it is very important for us to first understand our customer's mind, like what do they perceive as value, and also the kind of problem that our solution that we are giving them is solving. So, instead of just starting with the solution, we need to understand what the customer's perception about value is, and also get to also consider the fact that experience also matters. So, yeah, that is what I've gained in today's session. Understanding the mind of the customers and their perspective before delivering any kind of value.
Thank you, Ananya. There's still room for two more reflections.
What I have gained from today's SD is that when facing a problem, the core idea, one thing that we are all worried about is, ensuring that we don't lose our customers' trust. So to do that, we have to ensure that while fixing the short term in the face surface problem, we also have to ensure that the problem does not happen again, because that can at times lose our customers' trust.
Thank you, Mariam. The last reflection of the day, please. Whoever will volunteer.
Okay, I'll go. So I from this discussion, I came to a conclusion that basically got to know the difference between value creation, value delivery, and the value that we can capture according to the feedback of the customer. And also, creating a product is not enough if the value is not delivered properly. So, yeah, that's what I can think of, like creating the product is not the end goal here. The product needs to create value for the customer, and we need to shape the product in such a way that the customers are aligned with the product.
Thank you, Nitish, for your inputs. Now the reflection is open to the audience who have watched the SD taking place. We love to hear perspectives, whatever you understood or whatever your takeaways are. Who would like to go first?